In the lobby of Ramsey Solutions, Keith and Lori are with us. Hey, guys, how are you?
Hi, Dave.
Good, how are you?
Better than I deserve. Where do you guys live?
Tolono, Illinois.
I love it. Very cool. What's that near?
It's just south of Champaign-Urbana.
Ah, okay. Very cool. Good. Well, welcome to Nashville. So I'm guessing you're here to do a debt-free scream.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Yes.
And how much have you paid off?
$178,000.
I love it. And how long did that take you?
3.5 years.
Wow. Making what kind of money during that time?
Approximately $150 to start. Ended up at about $163.
Okay. Very cool. Good job. Excellent. So what kind of debt was this?
Everything you can think of. I mean, there were cars, boat, camper, credit cards. I think the only thing we didn't have a payment on was the air we were breathing. But
You were normal.
we were so normal, it was unbelievable.
Borrow money on everything.
Absolutely.
Wow. And is that house too?
No.
No. Wow.
We had student loans, credit cards. I mean,
What was the big ones?
the biggest one was student loans.
Okay. How much of the 178 was student
It
loans?
was $30,000.
Okay. And how much do you owe on your cars?
Together, it was only
Bad.
maybe 30 total.
Okay.
Between the two of them.
So just kept adding those 20s and 30s together till you got there,
We
huh?
did.
We figured here recently, we were paying off even trips that we had taken. We were paying off dinners we had eaten several years before. So,
Talk about financing a depreciating asset. Yeah.
exactly.
I love it.
Yes.
Wow. You guys are fun. This is cool. Well, congratulations. So
Thanks.
what in the world happened 3.5 years ago that caused you to change direction so radically?
Yeah. So 3.5 years ago, we had, we were fine as far as it felt like we were fine. We could make our payments. Everything seemed okay. And then my husband got a different job opportunity, which was great, except his income was going to go down some. And then he would also be required to put 8% into retirement, which we hadn't been doing. So it was a significant change in our income overall. And that was something that we weren't
And you had an oh God moment.
prepared
oh God!
for, very
Absolutely.
much
Yeah.
so. And I told him, I said, I'm very concerned as to the situation. I was the one that typically did the bills, and it was very stressful. And so a girl I worked with actually had mentioned the Dave Ramsey program, and it was something that at that point I recommended that we maybe reach out. And so we got the books and we read and very quickly started in on our budget. And at first, at the very beginning, we were only paying about $200 extra on our payment. Where before we had, I would have each payment, each bill, I would put a little bit extra on.
Right.
But we were, of course, have no momentum whatsoever. So at the very beginning, only $200 extra is what we had to work with. We took on second jobs, both of us did, in order to try to help kind of speed things along.
What were your second jobs? What'd you do?
We cleaned. So we cleaned banks. And actually that's something.
Yeah, Dave, I wanted to mention there's a company there where we're from that preaches your philosophy. Actually, it's a cleaning company that primarily their workers are people that are working second jobs to pay off debt.
Oh, cool.
They give them Financial Peace University for free, all
Neat.
employees.
They pay.
And
Well, let's give them a plug. What are they called?
ESS Clean.
Okay. Very
Urbana,
cool. And they
Illinois.
do commercial cleaning.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Very
Yeah.
cool.
So-
So what did they pay you? What was the income?
It wasn't great.
About
It was
$10
a couple,
an
yeah,
hour.
about $10 an
Okay.
hour where you would start. But
So-
they were very flexible in the hours that you can work.
Yeah.
And when you needed time off with some things we had go on during this process, they still held on to your job for you and just let you come back when you were ready. It
Wow.
was amazing what they do for people in that situation. It's amazing.
That's very cool. Good. So you just you rolled up. You got the income going. You got that snowball rolling. By
Yes.
that $200 then turned into $300. Then
Exactly.
turned in. Every time you paid off another debt, there was more money.
By the time we got to our student loan, which was our biggest, and keep in mind our interest rate was quite significant too. It was over 8% on $30,000. So, the payments we were making, we weren't even touching the principal at all.
Right.
And so with that, we were able to start hitting that, and we were paying around $4,000 a month on the student loan then. So
Boom. So that's gone in like 9 months or 8 months.
exactly.
Yeah.
So it's very quick then once you hit. And it was, I was telling someone here in the lobby earlier that, at first I was a little reluctant to go attack it based on balance. I really wanted to go based on interest rate because the accounting person in me, that's what I thought was appropriate.
Yeah, that's what I did. That's what I first started because I'm a numbers nerd.
Yes,
yeah.
And it really does make a difference when you attack the smallest debt first because you feel that momentum. And I underestimated that, and it really did make a huge difference for us.
What happens is you when you first started, the first 2 or 3 months you weren't doing the extra work, right?
No.
Right.
You took on the extra jobs because you started seeing progress.
Yes.
What happens is that the progress motivates you to cut deeper and do more wild things.
Absolutely.
Right.
And the progress is the big deal. That's what changes the math.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Is the sense of traction.
Absolutely.
The sense of this is going to work. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. It's not an oncoming train.
Exactly.
I love it. So you guys went through Financial Peace University then?
We actually did not.
did
You
not.
didn't? Okay,
No.
that company furnished it, but you didn't go.
We didn't. One of the reasons was we were working every night.
Okay.
So we had already read the books, and but no, we never took advantage of the class. But we were well on our way at that point.
Got it. So just the Total Money Makeover book and went after it. Good. Good. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's very cool. Well, congratulations, you guys.
Thank you.
Thank
so
you.
when people hear that you've paid off $178,000 in 3.5 years, they have to ask that famous question: how did you do that? What do you tell them the secrets are?
Yeah. Well, I think, first of all, the fact that we were on the same page and we were working together. Without the two of us doing it together, I think it would have been very challenging. There were times where I had weak moments and he helped keep me strong and vice versa. So that was, I think, a huge part. The budget. The budget was critical to be able to sit down and actually tell our money how we want to spend it rather than it just spending. So, and then the cash, I think.
Cash is huge, as you've said and as you've preached. When you're handing that money over, it impacts you differently than it does to swipe a card. There's
So
no doubt.
using the envelope system was a big
Absolutely.
deal. Yeah,
Yes.
that's cool. Very cool.
Sure.
Very cool. Now you got your 3 kids with us. Give me their ages and names.
This is Jesse, who's 18, Shelby's 17, and Peyton is 15.
Okay, so you got a house full of teenagers while you're doing
We do.
this.
We do.
And so how much Dave Ramsey hate was in that house?
Depends on the day, but they've seen the fruits of that themselves. I mean, and what they've been able to do. We've taught them the principles. We read the book of yours and Rachel's, and we've taught them the principles of saving through that, and they've reaped the benefits of it even now. So.
Now the other side of it, they're proud of you. But
Right.
but when you can't go to McDonald's today, it's hard.
Exactly.
Right?
It's
Yeah.
very hard.
Yeah.
Well, I was telling a story earlier too, is that, homecoming, we have, of course, and you can spend a lot of money on homecoming.
I heard the rumor.
Yeah, yeah. And so, we only budgeted a certain amount. And when you go out then to shop and you see that dresses actually cost a lot more than I certainly thought they did. And it was hard. It's hard to say no. It's hard to look at this fresh face and you want to do for them. But at the same time, you know that I'm doing more by saying no to that than I am by going ahead. We got more creative and it worked.
How'd you fix it? What'd you do?
We ended up finding something online. So we went home and, instead of spending $500, we ended up spending less than $100.
I've run into several ladies lately that have, for formal situations, are buying the consignment sale stuff, man. I mean, because it's worn once.
Absolutely.
Right.
Or twice.
Yep.
And they're, for formals, even for wedding dresses, I've seen that, and it's amazing. Like $10,000 wedding dress for like $150 or something. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's amazing stuff. Like I'm an expert on that. But anyway, but it's just interesting to me that when you do put a limit on something, you find a way and. It turns out she probably is not going to need counseling when she's 30 due to this result, right? I mean, she's going to work. It's going to work
There's many
out.
other reasons for counseling, yes.
Well, that's a parent's job.
Of course.
We're supposed to leave scars. That's it. So I love it. Well, you guys are fun. Congratulations. I'm very
you.
proud
Thank you
of you.
very much.
Very proud of you. You're heroes. You're very important people. You have done an amazing thing. Keith and Lori, Champaign, Illinois, $178,000 paid off in 3.5 years, making $163,000 a year. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
3,
2, 1.
We're debt-free! Well done, you guys. Very well done. Very proud of you. Congratulations. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, click the subscribe button to get the latest content and check out these other great clips from the show. So you have to break the cycle. You have to flip this thing on its head and make it behave. You've got to get so fired up and wired up that your broke friends think you've lost your mind.